Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole, my pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish nations. I am an artist and educator currently learning about budgeting, saving, and planning for the future. I am trying something a little different. I'm going to attempt to film all of my grocery hauls and potentially my meal preps throughout the month of August. So this is the intro. If you're seeing it, it means it worked. Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely show everything that I buy with my budget. My grocery budget is about $300. I often go over, but I feel like $300 is a good number for me. I'm one person, and $300 usually does me good. I do include some certain non-food items in that. I do have like a very small household budget, so for things like toilet paper, things that I buy in bulk, I don't include those in my laundry budget. I do, however, include things like conditioner, like curly, I have like a hair lotion that I buy. I buy a lot of that stuff in bulk at the co-op, so I include that in my grocery budget. So hopefully that all makes sense. Like I said, I'm going to show you each week what I get and then what I prep for work. So that's not necessarily every single thing that I'm going to eat that week or how I'm going to eat everything, but what I will bring with me to work for my lunch. And in August, I work 4 days a week for 10 hours each day. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to turn this camera around and I'm going to show you my sort of first and second grocery hauls of August. Started. The very first grocery shop of August was actually not really a grocery shop. I had a friend in town and I had enough groceries to make us dinner, but I wanted to have dessert and I was also out of almond milk. So the very first grocery shop included these items. The only thing that's not present this was a whole bunch of bananas, and then I also got ice cream so that we could have bananas and ice cream. And so yeah, I picked up a large container of peanut butter and a jug of almond milk. And that was at Safeway and it was $16.25. Okay, so moving on to today's grocery shop. I stopped two places. I stopped at the co-op and I stopped at Fred First I went to the co-op and I got that's not true. I actually went there second. But first I'm going to show you what I got at the co-op. This is not salsa. It's hair conditioner. I was extremely low, so I stocked up on that. And that's just a container. They have a little free pile of containers because I didn't bring one. I forgot I needed it till I was there. I also picked up a variety of seeds. And these are all going to go into the bread that I'm going to bake tomorrow. That is everything that I got at the co-op. Oh, I got these 2 limes at the co-op because I forgot to get them at Fred Meyer. Okay, so let's talk about Fred Meyer. I got 15 pounds of flour. I got some unbleached all-purpose enriched, and then I got some King Arthur bread flour. I was also completely out of sugar, and these 4-pound bags were $2 each, so I picked up 2, and that should last me. I keep that around for coffee and baking primarily. Okay, then I had really good luck, and I found these 5-pound containers, all cardboard, no plastic, of blueberries, and I'm a blueberry fiend. I rarely buy them because they come in those unrecyclable clamshells, and frankly a little tiny container of blueberries isn't really going to do me. I bet I can eat these this week, and if they start to get a little sad, I'll throw them in the freezer. Okay, I also got 3 conventional Honeycrisp apples. That's just my favorite flavor of apple. I tried a different flavor this week and I was pretty disappointed. So I got some onions, yellow onions. I got some organic broccoli crowns. I feel like I've grown brassicas and I know how hard they are to grow, so it feels like a thing that I want to get organic. Okay, I got some peppers. I got those green bell peppers to make salsa with. I'm going to try to make the Farmhouse on Boone's lacto-fermented salsa. I'll post their video down below. I also got cilantro and some organic tomatoes for that. Garlic, onions are for that as well. I refilled on B12. I got some sweet potatoes, some carrots, and some regular potatoes. These are organic too. They're in the... And then I forgot to say, so that was everything from Fred and I got this kale at the co-op. I forgot to mention that. So just to recap, Safeway was $16.25. Fred Meyer was $56.27, but I had a $10 off coupon, so it was about $46. And then the co-op was $20.52. Okay, this is August 2019, week 1 meal prep. So you can see here I've got kale and peas, some yellow rice, which is just rice cooked in the rice cooker with a little bit of broth and turmeric. And then this is just black beans. Same thing, I've got 2 meals of that. And then I've got 2 meals of same rice, some tofu, and some stir-fried veggies. And then this is like a peanut butter honey. And then I've got some apples for the week. To go with my food this week, I've got a little bit of fresh salsa, and then I've got some plain yogurt with a little bit of seasoning. This is just leftover stir fry and tofu and beans. Right here I had some, actually I'll come back to that. Then I've got some of my blueberries, about 5 pounds of blueberries this week. These are rinsed and ready to eat. There's a little towel down there just to keep them nice and fresh. I've got a freshly baked loaf of sourdough bread. I'm about to slice into that and see how it turned out. Right here is just a big jar of orange, red, and green peppers. So I actually made this salsa right here. The lighting is not great. And this is going to lacto ferment for a couple of days, and then that will be preserved for a while. So this is the fresh salsa that was left over, didn't fit in the jar. I'm just going to eat that this week fresh. And then right here I had some leftover sourdough starter, so I made pancakes, and then I mixed peanut butter, honey, and cacao powder together with just a little bit of water to make a kind of Nutella spread, and then I put bananas in that. Okay, so my butcher box came, and I'm going to share it with y'all. So, first layer, open. Filming with a new phone, so still figuring it out. Let's see, that goes away. This is where the ice is. Some insulation. Here is the food. So this was, I think, $138. I got the pork, chicken, beef box, and I added these guys. Sweet Italian ground pork sausage links. So that's why it was more than $129. So, whoa, what is this even? Pork of some sort. Pork butt. Alright, so pork butt sausage, and this is beef tri-tips. Chicken breast, as usual. It's always a couple pounds of ground beef. And last but not least, strip loin steak. All right, so that's the butcher box. Here for week 2, August, grocery haul and meal prep, and I actually forgot to film my grocery haul, but I didn't actually get much. So I've got my receipt right here. I went to Safeway and I spent $30.02, and I got some cookies, some tortilla chips, because I knew that I was making beans and salsa. I got a bag of frozen shrimp, and I got 4 orange bell peppers, some bananas, and some tomatoes. So let's talk about meal prep really quick. Of course, I prepped all those bell peppers. I love to eat them fresh. I cooked black beans from dry. For meal prep, I made chicken breast from the butcher box with tomato sauce and cumin and garlic. Black beans, so that's in every meal. Broccoli, this is just sauteed broccoli and onion. I think there's onion in there. Yeah, there's onion in there. And then over here I've got roasted sweet potato, black beans, and then sweet Italian sausage from the butcher box. I've got 4 meals because I work 4 tens during the summer. I also, this is just kind of leftover of all of those things, so I'll eat those for dinners and whatnot. And then right there, didn't make the whole jar, and I ate some of it already with those tortilla chips, but I made some fresh salsa last. I did bake a loaf of bread, and I gotta say, it was a good, look at that loaf. That was a pretty good loaf, in my opinion. I had a good amount of sourdough starter left over, so I made some crepes for the first time. Basically just added a little bit of fat and eggs and thinned it down with a little bit of almond milk to make these crepes. And then in here, I made, and I ate it with the crepes this morning, some peanut butter mixed with honey and cacao powder, which is delicious. And I had a little bit of jam from my trip to Montana, so I combined those in the crepes, and it was really, really good. And it was more like dessert than breakfast, and that's probably how I'll eat it this week. But yeah, I've got a little bit left of that, and I've got these crepes that will go in the refrigerator. That is my meal prep. Okay, so I stopped on Monday or Tuesday and I picked up a couple things at Ralph's Thriftway, and I paid $16.49 for this almond milk right there, toothpaste, and eggs. First of all, these sweeties from the garden, so 3 lemon cucumbers and a little tomato. I actually got a couple other tomatoes, cherry tomatoes and raspberries, but I manged them in the garden. And then this whole bounty of vegetables was from my coworker. She's out of town this week, and she texted me and asked if I could pick up her CSA. So I got a cabbage, which I might chop up and just throw a batch of kraut in since I've got the cabbage. Carrots, patty pan squash, some really nice giant lemon cucumbers. Look at that difference. What am I doing wrong? An onion, some tomatoes. So I'm definitely going to make some more salsa, a cucumber, some zucchini, 3 ears of corn, yeah, some carrots, basil, romaine lettuce or red leaf lettuce, and then I got a bundle of, I guess they're chard, and then there was also yellow squash in the box, but they have a kind of a thing where if there's something you don't like, you can leave it behind, and they have a box set up for that. And if you have something you don't like, you can leave it behind, and then you can take something. And so I just swapped my squash for another bundle of chard, and yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna probably make, oh, and some potatoes. Did I say that? I'm gonna probably make some salsa, some mixed pickle, and I'm definitely going to enjoy that corn. So yeah, really exciting infusion of life-giving food stuff. All right, I'll see you next time I buy something or prep something. Hey y'all, going into week 3 of August 2019, I actually went to Grocery Outlet yesterday and I picked these up, 2 containers with 32 ounces of coffee beans each. Going into week 3 of August, I have more vegetables than I could possibly eat, so I didn't need any veggies, so I just got a quick couple of things at Grocery Outlet. I spent $30.64. I bought this big guy of hot sauce. I am about to run out of the exact same one, and it's really great. I got 2 Dawn weird peach flavored, hopefully that doesn't smell too bad, dishwashing liquid, and they were $1.49 each, so that was pretty cool. I got a thing of plain Greek yogurt, a big block of organic cheddar cheese. That was $11.99. For $1.99 each, I got these big bags of pierogies. And I also picked up this Italian dry salami ends and pieces. I do not know if it will be good. I was actually looking for some pancetta, but I was at Grocery Outlet, so it's pretty random, like what you'll find. So I thought I'd try it out. I'm gonna just cook that up, render it a little, and then add that Swiss chard that I got from my friend's CSA. Yeah, so that is going into week 3 grocery haul, and I'll show you the prep that I do with it when I'm done. I kept it really simple this week. I made 4 meals, and basically I just did roasted vegetables. That was carrots, zucchini, and potatoes that all came in the CSA. I just put a few frozen peas on top just for variety, and then over here I've got all of that chard, the leaves, and chickpeas, and a little bit of that dry salami and garlic. And it got like pretty ugly. Like, it's not the prettiest meal, but it tastes pretty good, so that's cool. And then I just boiled some frozen shrimp. I put that on 2 of the meals. I was like sort of slacking this weekend and I didn't take any meat out of the freezer, so I took a chicken breast out, so I'll do a little bit of chicken for these 2. So I've got 2 meals ready to go, 2 needing protein, and I will get to that probably tomorrow after work. All right, later. Okay, we are going into week 4, August 2019. I got some almond milk for these bananas were in the $1 bin, so I went ahead and grabbed them to freeze for smoothies. I've got some mushrooms, some broccoli, some tomatoes, scallions, sweet potatoes, and red garnet sweet potatoes, and lemons, and onions. So yeah. Oh yeah, and I got a kombucha because I'm fancy. Okay, this is the last week of meal prep. I basically assembled a lot of leftovers. I made some freezer burritos, and leftover from that I had some black beans, some red rice, and some cheese, enchilada sauce, and a little bit of plain yogurt. And then I had broccoli that I bought this week. I had a chicken breast that I took out of the freezer from the butcher box, and I also had a big patty pan squash from the farm box. I chopped that all up. Oh, and some potatoes from the farm box. Chopped that all up pretty finely, sauteed it, and then created some pancakes with my leftover sourdough starter from this week. I also baked a loaf of bread, but I did not. I'll insert a photo of it, but I already sliced it up and put it in the freezer. Okay, so that's my meal prep for this week. Everything's the same. This extremely handsome loaf of bread is going in the freezer. All right, so that was a month of my grocery hauls and then the subsequent weekly lunch prep that I did. So I bring my lunch to work every day, so you got to see what I make. Hope that was enjoyable. My final number was 346, so I did go a little over. That's pretty typical. And of course, the other stuff that I do with those grocery hauls is make breakfast, dinner, and this month I actually did some sort of pre-meal prep. So I did some meals that I put into the freezer. Like for example, you saw 2 bags of pierogies. Those are hanging out in the freezer waiting for me to use them when life gets really busy. So yeah, that was pretty typical month of lunches for me. Sometimes I'm a little more I have a little more time and I get a little more creative. Other times I'm like, I say the same thing every day for lunch. And of course, I'm working 4 10s right now. I typically work 5 8-hour shifts, but during the summer we do 4 10s. Let me know if any of the lunches I made this month seemed interesting to you. Maybe it was something that you'd like to bring for lunch. Let me know down below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.